So, I don't know if I have this, and I'll get to the word, but I do have a hard time oftentimes identifying my own emotions or other people's emotions. It's not that I can't feel them, it's not a lack of empathy, it's just identifying, really. And I'll get to the confusion I have and I've heard other people. Some people have termed it Alexythmia. Alexythmia. There's a couple different definitions. There's not really a formal definition yet out there, but it's usually describes someone with the inability to understand your own emotions, or really, but more than the inability is the inability to communicate your own emotions, and inability to see other people's or recognize other people's emotions. When you do recognize it, you feel the impact, and vice versa. Again, I don't know exactly if it's pronounced Alexythmia. I put up the word so you can look at it. Alexythmia, and it's not yet a super formal definition. I've seen a couple different definitions. So, why do I have oftentimes expressing my emotions in a lot of autistic people? Well, first of all, I almost never feel a pure emotion of happy, sad, angry. It's always like some complex mixture, and to me it's such a complex mixture that I can't pull apart the pieces. And when you can't pull apart the pieces, it's really hard to describe, and it's different levels. It's not like I am happy, it's like I am excited, happy that I want to flap my body, or I'm happy and I feel attached to my body, so I'm happy, calm, floating around, floating up in air, and like I have no body, like in the clouds. There's just all these different types of like happy for me, and I just can't distill into like one happy. But there's also all these types of sadness and anger, and I have to just mix them and combine. And oftentimes I have multiple times going around, and oftentimes my mood fluctuates really quickly. I can go from happy to angry to sad, and that all makes it really hard to describe because I want to be accurate. I need accuracy, but you tell me to distill it down, and a lot of autistic people like to make accurate statements, and I just can't make an accurate short statement, and it takes me so long to describe it. And then when people say the reverse, that they're happy, angry, or sad, I don't get it because I'm not that. I'm so much more than that, and so much more complex that I just look at you like, what do you mean, and what are you saying, and what are you really feeling? And then they just boil down to such a few words or sentences, or the facial, or they just smile, and that so they're happy, but what type of happy? It's so confusing because there's so much more emotions, and they just don't describe it well. And then there's a lot of guesswork that's going in my brain because people lie. They say they're fine when they're not fine, and that just all confuses me because I want details, I want clarity, but I can't. So then I have an inability to identify something because I'm just so confused. So complexity is the first one I would say. The second thing that really, really bothers me is I oftentimes don't know how I feel like until I do a certain action. And that's kind of hard to explain, but if I can watch a movie and be really, really happy while I'm watching, laughing, but as soon as I turn off, something sad that happened to me recently impacts me and I start crying, or anything like that. But oftentimes when I'm not doing anything at all, I feel nothing until I really start expressing myself. Then all the emotions come out. I only start feeling sad or angry or happy when I describe what happened, or when I'm really thinking about something do I feel the emotion impact. So I don't know how I feel until the moment that I start thinking or expressing myself or doing something or moving. Sometimes it's triggered that I start moving around and start trying to do something. These can be quite extreme bursts at times, and it's also why I try to keep busy so I can keep knowing my emotions, and why I try to keep thinking so I know who I am. It also staves off any sadness or anything like that if I'm always busy. So that's the second part for me is don't know until the moment. The other one with other people is I'm just always overloaded with stimuli. So sometimes I'm not, lights distract me or noises. And because of that, I can't focus on either myself, my own emotions, or thinking about myself, or other people's and their emotions. I'm looking so much more, and the face is very overwhelming to me. I have a hard time looking people in the face because it's so overwhelming. Making eye contact, and always had. And with that, that makes it even more confusing because I just can't focus on interpreting you clearly. Another thing that adds up to this is that I just don't pick up on subtle cues ever, and that people lie a lot. So I can't trust most people. Trust and subtlety is just not a thing. And I also it doesn't come natural to me. None of this is natural to me. So I have to think about it, and that includes other people. So I might not pick up on it. What you could best do to help me is just be very clear, describe what's going on clearly in your head, talk about what's in your head, and let me talk about stuff to get out and figure it out, and be patient with me. Be patient with each other, and use more precise language, and stop this. And also just please, people, stop lying. Stop saying you're fine when you're not fine. Take the time to talk out your emotions, even if it comes out a total mess, like I often do. Well, thank you very much. This is something that affects many autistics and other people. I hope you found this informative. Please like and subscribe. I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers within a year of starting this channel, 4,000 watched hours. And if you have any comments, questions, ideas, leave them in the comment section below. I'll look at all of them. And if you know my contact, you feel free to DM me or know someone who knows my contact. I just don't want to give it out to too many people. Thank you very much. I hope you found this enjoyable.